When writing this episode, I took a trip down memory lane all the way back to primary school. The teacher, a stern lady in her late 20s, handed out worksheets with vividly colored pictures, and the assignment was spot the differences. Now, I never imagined that I would need that useless skill for creating videos about historical machines, but, here we are. At the end of the Second World War, the Dutch railways were experiencing a great shortage of material. As part of the modernization effort, most of the railways that were destroyed during the war were immediately electrified when rebuilt. As part of the gradual return to normal, the relatively successful Maart 36 would be visually almost entirely copied for a new batch of rolling stock, the Maart 46. In order to avoid not having sufficient funds, the series of Maart 46 was produced in 4 batches, with the first arriving in 1948 and the last arriving in 1951 and 1952. These electrical multiple units would enter service in either a 4 or 2 carriage configuration, primarily produced by Werkspoor. In total, 65 4-carriage units, numbered NS 641 to 705, and 79 2-carriage units, numbered NS 221 to 299, were ordered and produced. Maart 46 was versatile and could run both express and stop services. Only a 2-carriage unit has been preserved, so we will focus on that variant mostly. It would earn a unique nickname, Muizenneus. In English, that basically means a mice nose. Now, let's talk some numbers. The Maart 46 is a relatively heavy multiple unit, standing at a weight of 89 tons. The traction is delivered by 4 Hemaf electrical motors spread over the front and rear bogies of the unit. Yeah, you heard that right. The Maart 46, at least the 2-carriage configuration, only has 3 bogies, which is called a bow-to-bow configuration. With these 4 motors and the weight of 89 tons, spread over a total length of 44 meters, the machine was able to safely reach speeds of 125 kilometers an hour. Our sole surviving preserved example of the Maart 46 is NS 273. The machine was part of the final batch of the class and was built in the year 1952 by Werkspoor. It would enter service the same year. The biggest change that NS 273 would undergo was the removal of the third-class seating. With the disappearance of third classes entirely on board of international trains in 1956, the NS saw need to remove it from its own trains too. The 273 would stay in service all the way to the 1980s. It would be spared because of Stibans, who would transfer ownership of the multiple unit to the Dutch Railway Museum at Spoorwegmuseum in 1987. After receiving a large overhaul in 1996, the NS 273 was put into the permanent collection of the Railway Museum. Sadly, in 2008, the 273 would be involved in a small crash which damaged the machine, with both noses being heavily deformed. After a small time behind closed doors for restoration to take place, the Maart 46 would return onto the main line once again. Now fitted with the well-known ATB-E system, it can also operate excursions and at times can be spotted on the main line to this day. Right now you won't see it anywhere because it's still in the Railway Museum and it only goes on the main line for special tours. So if you want to see it, make sure to visit at Spoorwegmuseum in Utrecht. They might need it though, because at Spoorwegmuseum, the Dutch Railway Museum, is experiencing some financial difficulties when filming this video. So if you can support them and by that make sure that Dutch heritage survives, please feel free to do so. Anyways, I'm chuffing off for now. Until next time.